Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football. Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today in what is a very interesting time, especially for Chelsea Football Club right now and other clubs too. There are other fans that are beginning to take some sort of action. We've seen Tottenham, which surprised even me, coming out and protesting properly this time. Fair play to them, fair play. West Ham, stop exploiting loyalty. We saw that. And they've collabed with a few other fan bases, Chelsea included, at the bridge. We're seeing Man United, the 1958, that are coming out on the 9th of March. They play Arsenal, and they're going to be having a protest, and they're a big group, so it's going to be interesting how that one pans out. And Chelsea, on the 25th, is official, and things are being put in place. It's all ready to go. And I wanted to firstly talk about this protest because it seems like people need clarity. So I'll tell you exactly what, from what I've heard, some of the home and away support and what they're going to be going on about, and my thoughts and what I want from it, and also comments made by John Mikel, which we'll come to at the end of this video because his Obi-Wan podcast came out yesterday, taking the Mikel, which I like the name, by the way. And he said some very, very deep things, right? Powerful things. So I'm gonna give you my thoughts. This protest that's coming up, right? I'm seeing, and you know what? It's funny because I'm seeing it all online in terms of the questions and the uncertainty, and there needs to be clarity given. Off the bat, right? This time, no matter what happens online, yeah, the people that are going to this protest are the people that are going through this protest. There are many people that are attending this protest that are not even online. That tells you where it's come from in the first place. This isn't like before. In terms of the clarity, the questions being asked, some people say there needs to be direction. We're not sure what the protest is about. I honestly don't think that people don't know what this protest is about. I think there's some people that are choosing to not listen to what it's truly about, and they want to maybe lighten it up a little bit. The protest is very easy to understand. Right? Very easy. Because I completely agree with what this protest is going on about. Hence, I've got no questions and no issues. BlueCo out. That's it. It's very easy to understand. There's some people that are like, no, but it's got to have direction. The direction, for example, needs to be, it's got to be more targeted. It's got to be more, maybe, the sporting directors need to be changed, or the model needs to be changed, or we should ask for some leadership, or, we should ask for a couple of experienced players, or there's been fans that have been down that path already. The whole point as to why now, it's not just all of those points which are valid. They're completely valid, and they're part of the whole saga here, right? They're part of the whole saga that hasn't been addressed. This is the whole point. It's BlueCo out because all faith and trust is gone. With a lot of the match-going support. I stress again, a lot of the match-going support. Definitely not all, I'm not saying it's 100%, but a lot of the match-going support, and where this has stemmed from and come from, you need to be looking over there. You don't need to be looking online. This didn't come from anyone online. No one. It's been pushed, aggregated online, of course, because it's a massive talking point and everyone and their mothers heard about it. But the whole concept of a protest needs to happen and it needs to be serious, you need to go to the bridge and start asking the people there. That's where you need to be knocking on the door of. It's BlueCo out because all faith has been lost. The points that people are mentioning now have been raised already and nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. When people were screaming a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, of look, the model needs to be changed, change the model. Did anything happen? When people were going, there needs to be experience in this team. We've had our team gutted out. It's been obliterated. We need to have a couple of players come in that are experienced, that can help elevate these young players that have been brought in. Did anything change? When we kept going into transfer windows and being linked with 17, 18, 19-year-olds, and that's it, and that's all we were looking at, low wages, and that's it, like really low wages, that's all we're looking at. Did anything change? Nothing changed. And some people are going to say, no, but maybe the club didn't know. Let me tell you now, because I know this properly, I know this 200% sure, the club watch all of us. And I say us, now I'm talking online. I'm talking us YouTubers, I'm talking everyone on X, what's being said. The club are well informed with every single thing that all of us are saying. I know that for fact. I know that. I won't say where it's come from, but I know that for fact. They watch all of us. All of us, big and small, big and small. They know. So to pretend that they don't know the concerns from the fan base, no, they're well aware. They're well aware. They're not going to change the model. This is the whole problem. And hindsight is a beautiful thing, because in times where, straight after they took over, and in times where there was little leaps and bounds, there were little ups, and we were like, oh, okay, maybe. Of course, fans are going to react that way, myself included. We're going to go, could it be? Could it be? We're fans. We want to see our team win. If we get a little feeling or inkling that maybe this is all right, maybe. Okay, cool. Now, it's been 3 years, and every single time we've had a sort of inkling or some sort of a, could it be, or some sort of a question, it's been shut in our faces, thrown in our faces, and shut down. Nope. And then it sinks right back down again. Every single time. To the point where now, 3 years in, we go back to, this is why I say hindsight is a beautiful thing, we go back to the beginning. When these owners individually were speaking about what they wanted to do, it all makes sense now. When they were bigging up Brighton, now it all makes sense. And their model, even bigging up that Brighton are a mid-table club, but look at the profits they're generating. That's come from Egbali's mouth himself. You can go and check that out. Feliciano talking about business only. How generating those profits means much more than winning and losing on the pitch. And with Todd Boehly, to be fair, we haven't heard too much in terms of business in the same way we've heard it from Clearlake. But we've heard a lot of the Americanization that we know these owners that are coming from that side of the pond want to bring to the Premier League, which equals monetization. That is the goal. He said it himself in terms of doing an all-star game or in terms of doing North versus South. He said there was a concept that was done in the MLB and it generated $200 million, I think it did, on a Monday and a Tuesday. His words. His words. I'm quoting them. That doesn't fit here with an elite football club that have hit levels in the way that we have. We don't just want to let it all slide and disappear just for the sake of making a buck. These guys do. And every single time we raise some sort of concern, there's no change. I'll give one key example, because there's people talking about how the directors need to be sacked. Yeah? I agree. Fully. They won't be. They won't be. And if these owners were clued on, they would have been sacked already. Already. They haven't been. Why? Ask yourself why. They're executing the model. There's no reason for them to be sacked, according to these owners. They are executing the model that was asked of them. as far as their job requirements when they were hired, they are fulfilling it. Why should they be sacked? According to the owners here, I'd get rid of them tomorrow. I take that back. I'd get rid of them right now. If I had that possibility, I would. But they're puppets. In the same way, the coaches below. Potter, puppet. Potter, who was given a 12 million a year, 5-year deal, by the way, which was insane because Todd Bowley was sporting director. And you've got to ask yourselves why. Because if they had actually got in a proper sporting director, do you think a proper elite sporting director of the highest level comes into the football club and executes this model? They would look at the owners and go, are you insane? Hell no. As a sporting director, because a sporting director shouldn't have too much concern on business. His concern is more on sporting side, footballing side, getting the team to hit levels. He would look at that and go, you lot are nuts. But when you get someone in from Brighton, you get someone in from a Monaco, you get someone in from Southampton, you get someone in from these clubs, Red Bull. You explain this to them and they go, yeah, all right, no problem. So what people are calling for now, it's not going to happen because it would have happened already if these lot were serious. What I'm noticing is people that are asking for clarity and asking for direction are the ones that are not actually calling for anything from the ownership. The ones that are steering this entire thing. They are piloting the plane. They are driving the bus. They are the ones in charge. By getting rid of the sporting directors, you're just getting rid of the ticket man. That's all it is. Or you're getting rid of the cabin crew. But the plane is still being piloted by the same pilot. They won't change. Now, the whole question about them being able to sell, right? People are like, they can't sell. Where is that evidence? Because as far as I know, any business owner is able to sell their business. If there is actual evidence that is brought forward to show us that these guys cannot sell for 10 years and they are fully locked in no matter what they want, even though these guys are loophole experts, right? Show us. Because like I said, and I'll say it again, the last time we heard about a 10-year clause was before the takeover actually went through. And before Roman Abramovich voluntarily decided to wipe off 1.5 billion debt that the club had. The whole point of a clause was to lock owners in as a Glazer clause. Why? Debt. That debt has been wiped. These owners acquired the club at a cut price, that's one, and debt-free, that's two. So I'd love to get some sort of confirmation from somewhere, because like I told you, and I'll tell you, the last time any of us heard about it was Sky News, not even Sky Sports, Sky News. Who was the journalist? It begins with a K. Oh man, I forgot. Is it Kleinhelm? Mark Kleinhelm, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. I'll try and dig it up. That was the last time we heard about a potential 10-year clause in there where they'd have to keep the club. Nothing was actually official. We've not heard anything from that point. So people are saying, show us that they can sell. I would counter it. Show us that they cannot. Because any business that exists on the face of the earth, the owner can sell it if they really want to. And might I add, if there is a clause, if, again, show us. I'd love, and this is why I've been saying to the journalists, go and do your jobs. Dig it out for us. Yeah? With all of your sources and your contacts and everything. Yeah, dig it out for us. Love to see. If there even is one. Is that not clause between the ownership and Roman Abramovich? If not, who is it between? The clause, there's two parties, right? It's got to be between who? Who is it between? Show us. So at the end of the day, if Roman really wanted to, he could just waive it. If there is a clause. Am I right? But again, this is hypothetical because where is it? Again, that would be a job for the CST to try and find out. As a supporters trust to try and find out. Dig it out. Billionaires of that level and of that stature do not lock themselves into a business for 10 years. They just don't. That is dangerous. That is really, really bad business. That's really bad business. And these guys are not bad businessmen. They are not. They know exactly what they're doing, which is why I am here saying I do not believe they are changing. All the signs that we have been shown, they're not budging. We're asking for a spine. We're not getting one. We're asking for a couple of experienced players to come in. Nope. It will cost too much salary. If not, we would have had a couple of those players in already. Any leaders that we actually had in here, you've been swept and moved along. Thank you very much. We've been left with a bunch of youngsters. And that's it. And we're not going to address that. These owners are not going to address that. That's the whole point, which is why faith has been lost. The only way to put pressure and to show these guys that the fan base are serious is to call for their dismissals, is to call for them to sell up. We've had enough. Because at that point, it affects business. And it does. Because these fans that have organized this protest, like I've said, it's not come from us. The last time a protest came from us, I was front line. Matisse organized it, and I was alongside him. And that was against the Ricketts. And it done the rounds on social media. It went everywhere. And how many people actually showed up? Between 50 to 100. These sort of things don't come from us. They can't. It has to come organically. It has to come from the everyday match supporter, the home and away goer. It has to come from them. And this time it has. This time it has. So if anyone wants to find out answers, or if anyone wants to go and ask anybody about anything about this protest, if anyone's seeking clarity, speak to the match-going support. They'll be the ones to nail it down for you, because I'm here supporting it. I see what it's about. I'm like, yes, I am all for it. All for it. I don't trust these owners. After 3 years, enough has been shown to me. I want them gone. And I might add, because this is one bit of uncertainty that I will accept. Right? If it were to happen, we would need to be careful on who comes in after. That is 100%. I think at that point, the fan base as a whole would need to do due diligence, 100%, to make sure that this mistake is not repeated and someone is coming in with football intention. And obviously, there's a money side to it, of course. I'm not saying abandon the money side, no, but the two have to work in harmony. Man City are an example. Despite the 115 charges and whatnot, they just actually beat the Premier League in a court case about sponsorships. They've absolutely wiped the floor of the Premier League, apparently, according to what came out. They embarrassed the Premier League with it. And that actually affects a lot of clubs. So Man City are the perfect balance here in terms of keeping the levels high and also making sure the money is stable. People are going to quote Real Madrid. Listen, no one is going to be touching Real Madrid. There's too much heritage, history and winning there for anyone to interrupt Real Madrid. Real Madrid could even try to change the model when they wouldn't, because it's Real Madrid. They're the biggest brand in football. They could switch off tomorrow and everyone would still be talking about Real Madrid in 100 years. They could literally just survive on pure royalties if they wanted to. It's Real Madrid. Yeah. So it's a baseless comparison, apples and pears. It doesn't make sense. But in terms of balancing the two, football and money, of course, you have to do that in today's climate. But you don't restrict your team of what it needs. We have been absolutely decimated in terms of what it needs. We are not going to be hitting any levels of success like this. It's not happening. So I want to address this as well, because on socials, I'm seeing loads of different people talking about, oh, we all need to debate. We all need to have a big conversation. Why? Why? Why does everyone need to get into one room and have a conversation? We're not the board. We're not the CST. We're not even the fan advisory board, which is part of the club, let's be honest.
And at least if it was all of us that organised this protest, then okay. It's not even us. It's none of us. If anyone has something to say, they can go onto their channels and they can say it for what it is and not be scared of any consequences or repercussions. I'm lucky in that aspect. I can come on here and tell you what I want because this isn't my career and my full time. It's not. It's a part, not a problem. It's, of course, it's a part of my life. I've been doing this for 12 years. Yeah? I enjoy it. It's nice. I like talking football. But it's not my bread and butter. If this shuts down tomorrow, I've got my bread. It's fine. There's a lot of people that don't, and they feel restricted in talking and saying it for what it is on their own platforms. And they need other people to come on and do it for them. That way they don't get any sort of blame. No. If people genuinely love the club, no matter, to be honest, no matter what their opinion, they'll just say it for what it is. They'll say it for the way that they see it. Which is, to be honest, why the ultra positive guys, right? That are just no matter what, they are positive about every single situation. To an extent, I respect. Because they've picked their lane and they've just gone all in on that and that's it. They genuinely believe that. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Fair enough. Fair enough. You've got an outlook on life as a whole, which I respect, to be fair, in life, yes. But when it comes to reality as well, you have to put a little bit of percentage to reality in the way the club is running, right? So when it comes to having this massive, super content-created debate, what is that going to do? The protest hasn't even come from any of us. It's come from the match-going support. If people want clarity and real insight into what this is really all about, speak to the match-going fans. Get some proper home and away match-goers on there and interview them. Interview them. I can speak from experience in terms of how valuable that can be. Because I did 100% Chelsea at one time. I was going home and away. I was interviewing fans week in, week out and getting their opinions on every single result and every single moment that the club was going through in season by season out. I was doing that. So I know. You get some deep insight. Go and speak to them because that's where the protests have come from. It's not come from us. But I support it. I back it. I agree with it. I want the owners gone. I've lost all trust. I've lost all faith. And in order to try and win that back, there's got to be some mad changes immediately in order to, and there needs to be public acknowledgement. These owners need to come out and speak. No one's speaking. Todd Bowley just had the whole Vivid Seats scandal. We've not heard from him. We've not heard from him. What does that show? Which, by the way, I have to mention this as well. People are like, oh, has he done anything wrong technically? There's nothing wrong. It's not him putting up tickets on the website. It's matchgoers that are putting tickets on the website. No Premier League club is on the board of directors of a company that basically encourages touting. Do people not get this? Except us. We've got a co-owner of our football club who is on the board of directors of a ticketing website like Vivid Seats that gets tickets sold for extortionate prices, that allows people to put tickets up for sale on there. He's agreeing with it. If not, he wouldn't be on the board of directors. This is the thing. Which he'd done before he acquired Chelsea Football Club as well. So if he had realised there would be a conflict of interest, you'd think he'd give it up. He hasn't. Now he's been caught out. He still hasn't spoken. People want to talk about these lot actually caring. Every single sign I'm getting is that they don't. They care about their pound. They care about their money. They care about what's coming in. And this model, like I've said, that's based on Brighton and that's based on clubs like Red Bull and all these guys, but especially Brighton because they've admittedly bigged up Brighton and the way that they run. Go and listen to the Brighton chairman after they beat us in the FA Cup and they knocked us out. What did he say on ITV? On ITV, what did he say? This is our model. We don't have the resources like the big clubs. We have to look at very young players and look at unproven players and try and develop them in order to, his words, sell them on for profit. We're doing that on a much grander scale because we're using the name Chelsea Football Club. It's a different gravy. It's not Brighton. We have all of that plus the name and the brand that is offering here. We can get players in for a fee and we can sell them on massively. or at least get our money back and some. Like we did with Cassidy. Prime example, he barely played. On the books, we made a profit. On the books, there was a profit there. That's all they're bothered about. And when the time comes, we don't make Champions League or we do something, eventually Cole Palmer will be sold for a monster fee. This is what it's about. And they're not steering away. And these directors are still in a job. And we're still hiring just mediocrity across the board. It's not changing. This is where the frustrations come. Speak to the match-going fans, you'll get that. So that's all I've got to say. Now, let me know your thoughts down below. But like I said, everyone that's online, on whatever, on X or on YouTube or on Insta or on TikTok or whatever, you can come on your own channels and speak it for what it actually is and give your opinion. And I think that's the best way for everyone to get reach, because that way, every single channel is talking about it. And that's also why it's helped grow all of this and this attention to the way that it's gone, because we are at a point where everyone is actually mentioning it. But if everyone was on the same page, and I believe not pretending to think that they don't know what's going on, it would hit a lot more. It's as simple as that. Now, John Obi Mikel was one that did it on his podcast. Yesterday was released. I saw the whole thing, and fair play to him. Because in the end, he actually mentioned exactly what needed to be said. His words. If the owners are only bothered about profits, they can F off. His words. I agree. Fully. I believe they are. Because that's what we've been shown. There's nothing here suggesting otherwise. All they are doing at this point now is trying to appease the fan base, constant PR and constant lies. It's as simple as that. Just to try and keep as much people on board as possible in order to just keep going through their model. You want another, just again, you want to prove they're not steering away? This will do it, because this was the most recent thing that happened just a week ago. Yeah? A week ago. We hired who? A rugby guy. A rugby guy, why? A retired rugby player, or I think we made him retire, I don't know what it was, but a retired rugby player to come in for leadership and winning experience, to show the players how to win. Are you mugging me off? Like, is this a wind-up? You're bringing in someone from a different sport to show these lot how to win. What? But again, why? Ask yourself why and read in between the lines. Because if these lot were serious about actually getting in someone that is going to show these players how to win, like Joe Cole said, as a player, they would have a teammate next to them on the pitch in that moment, helping them and show them what they need to do in that moment where it starts getting tough. That's how you learn how to win. Even managers are restricted. They're on the touchline. They can't come on the pitch and do it for you. They're relying on you to execute. They'll show you the blueprint. You're the one that has to go and execute here. You need teammates to show you how to do it alongside you. If you're young and you're naive and you have little inexperience and you're not sure, you need someone next to you to set the example, or players in your team to lead you. Joe Cole's words. John Obi Mikel said it as well. This is what you need. These lot went and got a rugby geezer. What the hell is he going to do? Is he going to come on the pitch and what? Is he going to try and teach these players how to get tries? Or he's going to get them to score drop kicks? What the hell are we doing here? But why? Because that's their cop-out. That's the way to try and appease the fans and show them, oh, but we care about leadership and winning, instead of actually going and getting players and putting them into this team that have those qualities. But no, they're not going to do that. Why? Because that would interrupt the model. You would need to pay them a very decent salary to go and do that, because they're top players. You would need to look at giving them 200k a week, 250k a week, because you have to. They're of a certain level. Those are the players that have those expertise. Those qualities are players that cost that much. You're not going to be able to get someone in on 50k a week and then get them to show these players how to win. That doesn't exist. They are not changing the model. This is the point. I'm convinced. Now, whether people choose to be convinced or not convinced, it's got nothing to do with me. I'm not here to try and convince everyone. I come on here and tell you what I see and what I feel and the way that I've done it. And that's what I've done for 12 years. And a lot of people appreciate it, and some don't like it. And fair play. I'm not saying everyone has to agree. You do you. Some people despise me. That's fine. You go down your own path. Good luck to you in whatever you do. As I've said, I've got thick skin. Not a problem. And I don't expect everyone to agree. That would be unhealthy. That would be insane. The world would be a very weird utopian place in that regard. It just wouldn't work. You need balance in you need to have love and hate. You poor and rich. It has to. That's the way the world works. You can't have everyone agree with you. So no matter where you stand on the spectrum, I come on here and I tell you guys what I see, what I feel, how I see it, and that's it. And this protest and BlueCo out, I agree with completely, and that's what I think needs to be done for the benefit of the club. If not, we're going to be turning in circles, and this is only going to continue. And time will tell. Time will show us. Because in the same way, people now are starting to go, maybe we should change the model. The directors need to go out. Yeah. A year ago, right, I was asking those questions. We're still here and these directors are still here. That proves to me they're not going anywhere and these guys are not changing and these owners do not want to address it because these guys are executing what they want of them. That's how I see it. And that's all I need to say. So this protest on the 25th, I fully back it. BlueCo out, absolutely. And just to let you know, the Strasbourg lot are aware as well. So let me know your thoughts down below. And I will catch all of you tomorrow for a brand new one. And we're in the run-up to the weekend as well, where I'll drop the preview for. We play Aston Villa next, so that's going to be interesting. Away. So I'll see all of you tomorrow for a brand new one. Thank you all so much. Look after yourself. Subscribe, notification bell on, and I'll catch you later. Take care and peace.